What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Cougar cast. We have episode 2, and we have a really exciting episode planned. So, first of all, we have an interview with a special guest, and this episode is actually brought to you by GAPA, the Guatemala Academy of Performing Arts. They are going to be putting on a show of Little Women October 18th and 19th. And so you guys can go buy tickets on their website. And yeah. So,
and the website link will be in the description.
Yes. And so this episode is acting themed / Little Women themed. And we're going to start off with some trivia, and you guys are going to get the answers at the end of the episode. So the question is, how many adaptations of the Little Women book are there? Movie form. So yeah. So we have a special guest today. Her name is Casey Ruano. And so we're going to be asking her some questions, and we're really excited to talk to her. So yeah.
For sure. Well, welcome, Casey. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get started. So our first question for you would be, how did you get into acting, and what has been your experience so far?
So I've been doing acting things since I was very, very little. Like growing up, I did every single school show that there was and every school concert. Like I was always making sure that I was having a role or some sort of line or like a solo in a song just to, get out there. And then when I was in 6th grade, I started doing community theater, and that's where I kind of started to like really fall in love with theater and just seeing the kind of outlet it can be for people. So I've done numerous community theater shows. And then now being in Guatemala, like I've done multiple shows with GAPA. So it's just something that I've just always loved, and it's part of my DNA, I feel like.
That's great. So for those of you who don't know, Casey Ruano is the director of the play Little Women that they're hosting in October. And I know that she worked in the last play of Beauty and the Beast, but I'm not entirely sure all the plays that she's worked with GAPA. And so we want to know, Casey, how did you come to Guatemala?
So I first came to Guatemala in 2020. I led a short-term team from my university to work with different ministries in Guatemala, and I just kind of fell in love with the culture and the country. So I was just trying to find every which way that I could find to fully move down here, and I ended up getting a position with a ministry teaching English. So I moved down here, and then through that, I was able to get introduced to GAPA through some of their shows and performances that they did, and really decided that I wanted to be a part of that because, it was something that I felt like I couldn't go back to because I had given it up for pursuing a career in missions, and for the fact that the Lord brought it back into my life of like, hey, you know what? Here you go. Here's something that you've loved that you haven't been able to do, which is something that was just amazing that I could just step back into that, and that can truly be like a ministry that can reach so many people.
Awesome. So how specifically did you come to like learn about GAPA, or how did you hear about them, or how did you become acquainted with them?
So I saw their first production of Little Women back in 2021. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I wish I was here early enough to be able to actually audition for it. But unfortunately, I wasn't. But I knew that after that point, I was like, okay, whatever their next show is, like, I want to audition for it. So I ended up auditioning for their production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then the year after that, I ended up getting the position that I have now of the field director for GAPA.
Oh, wow. That's really nice. So I know that GAPA specifically is a Christian organization, correct? And so what kind of people come to work with GAPA or do auditions for GAPA?
So we have a wide range of people that come. We have kids from missionary families. We have Guatemalans that come and audition as well. And then people that are just not even involved in church functions. So I think it's really cool that there's a way that there's an outreach to those that may not have the opportunity to be involved in something that can have the reach of the gospel, and just be able to like be that outreach for them, where it's not so overt, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Well, we know you have planned Little Woman for this year. Do you have any other productions coming up in the future?
Well, those are all kind of under wraps right now. We're still kind of
Okay.
figuring all those things out. But I'm sure that once we figure out what we're going to be doing next, it's going to be very exciting. And I'm hoping that a lot of people want to be involved.
Yeah. So obviously you mentioned how you grew up constantly trying to be in plays and be in any kind of productions. Would you say that you have specifically like favorite play or thing that you've participated in, whether it be you acted in it or directed or co-directed it?
Okay, so my show that I'm very partial to is Shrek the Musical. I did it twice my senior year of high school, and I played the same role in both productions. It was in two completely different productions, and it was really fun to be able to do the same part, but also see the completely different production levels of the two different shows, and seeing just the different actors that were involved in the different roles as well. And I keep going back and forth of being like, okay, I wish this person was playing Shrek and this person was my donkey and this, like all this kind of stuff or whatever. But it was just such a fun show.
That's great.
Amazing. And how would you say GAPA has impacted your life?
Well, kind of like I said earlier, like theater was something that I thought I wasn't going to be able to get back into once I started to pursue missions. And the fact that now my job is fully theater and that being a ministry as well, I think that's just something that's been so amazing, and just being able to do something I'm so passionate about is really exciting. And I'm just excited to see where the Lord's going to take that and what more it's going to bring.
So obviously you've talked about a lot of different things that you've done in Guatemala and in the ministry. What would you say is your future in Guatemala? Do you have anything planned or a vision?
It's still a day-by-day process, just seeing where the Lord's going to lead me and take me. I mean, I feel like I'm hoping that GAPA is going to be something that I do for a while, because it's something that I enjoy doing. And, there's a lot of people that get to benefit from that get to have that outlet of English-speaking theater. And yeah, I just hope that continues for a while.
That's really great. Wow.
Yeah, amazing. So the next question would be, how can our community as a CAG community be praying for you?
That's a great question. I think probably just for continued vision of what the future looks like for GAPA and ministry through that, and just more creative ways that we can use theater to spread the gospel here in Guatemala.
Awesome. And is there anything else you would like to share with us? Something you'd like to tell?
Such a loaded question. Oh my goodness. I just hope everyone comes to see Little Women. It's going to be really great.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm actually working in Little Women. I'm not acting, but it's been a lot of fun seeing all the actors and working with Casey. And I just know that it's going to be a truly great play. We have lots of really good people, whether it be acting or in the backgrounds doing stuff like that. So I really encourage you guys to go buy tickets, and if you can, maybe be included with GAPA. And we wanted to know, are there going to be any more opportunities soon that people are going to be able to participate in plays or upcoming things that they have planned?
At the moment, we don't have anything planned, especially for like the springtime, but actually, yes, I'm sorry, I totally misspoke about that. We do have a production of Romeo and Juliet coming up next spring. So auditions for that, I believe, are going to be at the end of February. So just be checking our social medias for that if you want to audition. And it's going to be a really great show.
Wow, that's really great. So thank you so much, Casey, for
thank
answering
you.
our questions. We really liked having you here. So,
sure.
yeah. So now we're on to the trivia that we had. We had a question at the beginning that talked about the question was, how many adaptations of Little Women is there in movie form? And so we're going to be answering that. So would you like to read the answer?
Yeah. So there are actually 8 adaptations of Little Women.
Wow. That is a lot. I thought that when I first found out about this question, I was like, oh, it's like 3. So I was very surprised. I have watched the newest one. I don't know if you've watched it.
No, I have not.
It's really great, actually. I would suggest that you guys go watch it. So a little bit more about like Little Women in general. So Little Women was originally a book written by Louisa May Alcott, and it was written in 1868, and it's kind of following the life of these four sisters, Meg, Amy, Jo, and Beth. Obviously, don't want to give any spoilers, but it's really great, and I suggest that you guys either watch the movie or read the book. So yeah.
And come to the play.
And come to the play, of course. Please.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we also have a verse of the week, and it's Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand."
Wow.
And I think this verse is really, really important for us as Christians, for those of us who trust in God, because many times we're faced with difficult situations in life. We're faced, for our students, with homework, projects, tests that really may put a lot of stress on us, right? But I think this verse is really, really special for us, and something that we can take into account, and not only take into account, but also put into practice every day of our lives. Because this verse, what it is telling us is that God is with us, right? It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." So I think that's very important for us to be able to put into practice, to be able to remember every day that God is with us, so we have no reason to fear, right? And this verse also says that He will strengthen us and help us and uphold us with His righteous right hand. So what do you think of that verse, Olivia?
I really like this verse. I think that I could definitely apply this to my own life. There are things currently in my personal life that I would say I could really know that God is with me. You know, He is not with me at any time. He's always with me. He's always there to give me strength and give me wisdom. And honestly, you definitely touched on everything that I wanted to say. But I really do like this verse, and I think that it's applicable to everyone in some way. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, I can definitely think of a couple of things I can definitely apply this verse to as well. So yeah, I think this was a great verse.
Yeah.
And lastly, we just want to thank you, Casey, once again for joining us here, and thank each and every one of you for tuning into this podcast, our Cougar Cast. This is our second episode of our second season, so be sure to stay connected with us. We will be releasing these episodes through our YouTube and Spotify, the Christian Academy of Guatemala on YouTube. So be sure to stay connected. And anything else that we'd like to add?
No, I don't think you. I don't think so. But thank you guys again for watching, and thank you, Casey.
Yes, thank you, Casey.
Bye, everybody.